What is up, everybody? And today we are just enjoying another beautiful day. Freaking sun's shining. There's not many clouds, but that's okay. It's 70 degrees, give or take. It is just beautiful. We're gonna go down here for a little bit. All right, today we're gonna talk about a few things. The first thing being is manifestation. Okay, not molestation, manifestation. Okay, what that is, if you don't know, is you think and you just keep on thinking of something and it will finally come true. And it's real. It's definitely real. I have a whiteboard, right? I recommend you get a whiteboard too. And on that whiteboard, I put a few things that I want to happen, right? What you have to do is every day, you know, don't put too many things on the list. Every day, look at your list, okay? Look at your whiteboard. Read them out loud. Read them a few times a day. And magically, over time, these things will happen. This is the beach. This beach ain't too far from my house. It's a tiny little beach, but, you know, that's the ocean. Alright, like the second thing we're going to talk about. Oh, look. MT-03. Oh, someone's got the MT-03. That bike's a little too small. It's great for beginners. But no, we're going to talk about if you want to get into wheeling. You know, the first thing first, if you're younger, start on a bicycle. If you're older, you can also start on a bicycle. But really, what I did is I started on dirt bikes. You know, so I would start on dirt bikes. That's like the best thing to do, because when you crash, you're in the dirt. You know, it's a little bit softer of a crash. And the thing is, when you're learning wheelies, you're gonna crash. Let's go down here. Let's go explore. Yeah, when you're learning wheelies, you're gonna crash, okay? And the thing is, that's what overall that's what makes you better. Obviously, you don't want to crash, but you know, you see the wheelies that I do. They're not the best, but they're pretty good. And I've been wheeling for years. And I could do more dirt nasty wheelies. I just want to stay safe. You know, I support my little family. Yeah, I'm the only one working. My girlfriend's in college. Closer to 30 years old than 20. So I'm not old, not young. Well, I guess I'm young. Just look at this. These are multi-million dollar homes right here on the beach. Like, I think it's probably freaking 4 million at least. Brand new house. Look at that. That's just a little mansion. You can watch, but like, I learned on a bicycle, then I went to a dirt bike. Or actually, yeah, a bicycle, then a dirt bike. And this is when I was in high school, is when I really started to learn like dirt bike wheelies. But yeah, guys, like the video, you know, subscribe, and tell me, and comment too. Like, tell me what you want to see, because I could pretty much do anything. You know, I got I got dirt bikes, four-wheelers, freaking street bikes. You know, I got a 450, I got a 636 stunt bike, I got a four-wheeler that's on freaking 33s and 20s. You know, I could do pretty much any content. The moral of the story is pretty much just gonna be me yapping, just talking, vlogging. I wish I would have started this years ago. I should have started years ago. I just thought it was just too much work, and I didn't care to record my videos because like everybody and their mother does videos, you know, so I didn't care too much. That's when I realized, I was like, well, it's not gonna just be about wheelies. Like, of course I'll do some wheelies, but it's gonna be about just talking, honestly. The moral of my channel is, honestly, if you read a little caption and you go to my channel and it says live in the now, you really just have to live in the now. You know, you gotta take every day and just live it. It's like, yes, you have to work, but for example, do something after work. It doesn't matter if you're freaking tired. You gotta live, because days turn to weeks, weeks turn to months, months turn to years, very, very fast. You know, as you get older, time goes by faster. It's a proven fact. So like, you really just have to grab the time you have and just do something. Like right now, I work night shift. I got home at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I slept till like 12. I woke up at 12, obviously, and then I just decided to finally get on the bike. And I wasn't gonna make a video today, but you just gotta live. And every time that you want to do something and then you hesitate and you don't do it, you kind of regret it. So you really just need to do things, you know, you really just need to live. Like, for example, if you're working a job and you're making no money, okay, this is another topic. Storms don't last forever, okay? You're not going to be working that job forever. I hope the audio quality is good. And I do construction. You know, I make roads. That's why my name is Asphalt Cowboy, because I'm an asphalt cowboy at work, and I'm an asphalt cowboy right now. You know, I'm a cowboy of the streets. And I did not want to do this work. I actually got into this work from my girlfriend's dad like 10 years ago. And I didn't want to do it, but I seen how much money he was making and how much money I was making. You know, and I was working my butt off, working, you know, 2 jobs, whatever. And I finally realized, man, this is a waste of time. What I was doing. Oh, look at that, it's a freaking sheriff. man, I'd have had him running. Yeah, I don't really like to run, but I'd have been doing like a $120 or a wheelie. I'd have had to skedaddle. And I have the app on my phone that shows me the helicopters, so I can see where the helicopters are, where they're coming from. I can just go away from them and then wait in the woods for a few hours. They put it back in sport, or street, not sport, street. What were we talking about? Oh, work. Okay. You're in life, you are who you hang out with over time. So if you hang out with a bunch of people that struggle, chances are you're probably going to struggle, you know, unless you work very, very hard and get past it. But for example, me, I do not struggle. My job is very good. I like my job. My job is, over time, my job has became very easy. You know, I pretty much just have to press buttons. There's 2 main guys running a paver. You know, on smaller pavers, you got the paver operator that runs the screw, and then you just got the screw man on the other side. So the more story, really, the minimum we need is 2 people. We have 3 people because we use a big paver. So we got a guy driving up top. I'm on the driver's side. I got my buddy on the passenger side. Look, and it was a rough starting doing the trade that I do. I didn't want to do it, but I see the money. my first paycheck was, you know, double. I get paid weekly, and my first check was double of what I got paid freaking every 2 weeks. So that, you know, was just crazy. And now I bring home, I live in Florida, rent's pretty high, but I bring home around anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a week, depending on the weather conditions. And it's pretty much the weather conditions, you know. On an average, it's more close to like $1,200 to $1,600, but like when there's beautiful weather and we tell them that we want to work 6 days, or if I work just one double shift, that's a difference of, you know, $400 working one extra shift. So it's like I can make $2,000 a week every week, which is not crazy money, but for somebody struggling, you know, I'm able to pay all the bills. I'm able to put my girlfriend through college, pay rent, pay for all my bikes, buy new bikes, pay for my cars, full coverage insurance, phone bill, food. I'm able to pay all that, you know. In theory, I do work very hard, but over the time, it's just gotten very easy for me. And the people I work with are very just awesome, you know. So the moral of the story is, you're gonna have to step out your comfort zone, you know. Obviously live in the now, but you can't live in yesterday. You gotta live today. You gotta freaking, you gotta step out your comfort zone. You know, you gotta try to get a better paying job. Like for example, if you work freaking fast food, or if you work at a restaurant, that's not bad money. You know, fast food actually is horrible money unless you move up. But like working at a restaurant, a cook or a server or a host, you know, they can make great money. But it's a lot more hit and miss most places, some places. So you're better off, I'll get gas later. You're better off just, you know, finding a real job. I don't want to say it's not a real job, but like find something that has a lot of more meaning to it than just going to the same spot every day. Like for me, we're not on the same spot every day. We might be on the same job for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a couple months, but we move around. I have made roads all over Florida. I've paved in Miami, I've paved Okeechobee, I've paved freaking Panama, I've paved Citrus, Webster, Tampa, South Tampa, North Tampa. I've paved freaking Homosassa. I've paved Brooksville. I've paved Daytona, Orlando. I've been all over the state for my job. What I'm gonna do with the 636. I have an idea what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build it up. I do have it posted for sale right now, and I'm gonna give it another week, and if no one buys it for what I'm asking, then I'm gonna take the post down, and I'm gonna rip the bike all apart. You know, first thing first, probably do a new timing chain, inspect the insides, check the valve clearances, just see how it looks on the inside. Probably polish the frame, maybe brush the swing arm. Right now the frame is like, I think it's painted from factory, it's like a gray color. But yeah, I got a few color ideas, you know, like white and black obviously, or blue and pink. Blue and pink kind of cheesy, because I like blue and pink, but when people see it they think girl, so I mean it's whatever. But if it sells, then I'm putting the money towards an MT-07 build, because the only reason why I'm hesitant on this 636 because it's an 03. It runs great, but the odometer doesn't work. There's no speed sensor, so it's clocked at 27,000 miles. I don't know how long it's been at 27,000 miles. It could have 47,000 miles. It could have 67,000 miles. You know, I'm not sure. Could have only 30,000, which is pretty high for a bike too. So But the thing is, I can work on my own stuff, you know. I can rebuild an engine from all the way down to just the bare cases, bearings out of it. I could, every gear off the freaking counter shaft, you know, the transmission, put it all together without a manual. I just know which way it goes, and I've never even been inside of a 636 before, but I started at a young age of being a motorcycle mechanic. I grew up pretty much without parents. Oh, look at that. It's a Grom. I grew up without parents. My mom died at a young age. My dad's been in prison for a long time. My dad was there. I had my parents till I was like 12, you know. But the moral of the story is, I've never had help buying not one bike from my parents. Growing up, my parents did get me a 250EX, so that is, I classify that as a bike, you know, four-wheeler. But a little different. And I started at a young age buying bikes that were messed up, blown up, and it was either figure out how to fix it or don't have a bike. The first bike that I ever rebuilt was a Honda XR80, 84-stroke. XRs are 4-stroke, CRs are 2-stroke. And I had an XR80. I bought it from a friend that is set up against a tree for $300 or so. And he told me he rode it through the water and it just stopped running. So I didn't know what was the problem. Obviously it could have been a bent rod or a bent valve, but I just took a risk. You know, $300. And actually, yeah, it was my first dirt bike that I rebuilt, not my first dirt bike. And I bought it for a good deal, and then I took it up. I took it apart. I seen the valve was bent, and I was like, well, that's not supposed to be like that. And so I ordered a valve for $15 and a gasket kit for $10. And I got that freaking XR80 running for $25 or so. Just crazy. And that thing started like freaking first kick as a boom. And I rode that bike for like a year and a half, maybe more. I beat the crap out of that XR80. It was the first bike that I learned how to do slow wheelies, circle wheelies. I was able to wheelie around the parking lot, wheelie freaking down a hill, up a hill, just anything. I was able to ride that thing like a unicycle. I learned how to do one-handed wheelies on that bike. And it was just such an amazing bike, you know. I was about 170 pounds or so, give or take, and the XR80 is not that big. But that was the first bike that I built, and I can't remember the second, but I can tell you the first, and that was an XR freaking 80. Now, when I was younger, I had a 450 that I worked hard for, and if you're wondering how I got all these bikes young, I'll take back the statement that I worked hard for. I used to sell weed when I was young. I started at like 12, 13 years old. I didn't really have my parents. My dad was in and out of prison. My mom was gone. It was me and my older brother. We worked hard to pay the mortgage. I trapped. Check my fuel. He worked a pizza delivery job. I made more money than him. You know, we paid the mortgage. We did that for a decent while. But yeah, like, you don't have to buy a bike that's new. Honestly, if it's your first bike, there's a lot you can learn from buying a bike that's messed up. It's good to know what you're getting into. If you want to learn how to work on bikes, just go all out. You know, find a bike that's cheap and slowly fix it over time. Obviously, it's going to cost money. My butt's hurting. But buy a low performance bike, dirt bike or four-wheeler. You know, any freaking non-450 or 250 Honda is going to be pretty freaking, like 450 dirt bike or 450 freaking four-wheeler, or 250 dirt bike. 250 four-wheeler is really cheap to fix, Honda. So it's like, you can find a TRX 250 for $300 to $1,000 that needs a little bit to no work. I can't count how many 400EXs, 250EXs, 450s. I can't count how many of them I have had. Oh, I felt vibration. I stepped on my exhaust. Oh no. Yeah, this video is getting kind of winded, so I'm gonna go ahead and head out, y'all.